In my last video, in which I think it's around 5 minutes long, I talked about, I showed you all the how the house looks right now. And I also wanted to record my memory of the experience when we were sitting on the other side around this big table having coffee that morning. The other side of that, it's a wood burning stove you see ahead. And all our shoes were by the door. They just float away. And God, I really wonder where they all are. Haven't seen them. But anyway, so then suddenly we heard a friends of ours come by, and they said, you got to leave, you got to leave. And my friend is saying, you got to leave. It's time to leave, Debbie. We have to get out now. So that was, it was just such a shock. And I ran up to my room and gathered, all my paintings were up there. I couldn't gather them. I didn't know if it would go up to the second floor. But I did gather my laptop and my book, where all my writings are. My stories are all, so much of my art is, and the JPEGs and everything are in my laptop. So I grabbed that, and I grabbed my notebooks full of writing. And so then here we are in, the hurricane rain, and it was so really beautiful. These two beautiful members of Sila community with their daughter had come, and they're the ones that really kind of woke us up to what was happening as far as you really got to get out. And the water, like right here, you couldn't, of course all this junk wasn't here, that's what we've taken out of the house, but the water was, I don't know how high it was, but it wasn't just water sitting, it was like the rushing river. And my friend had, who lives in the house, had a somehow, like right by the door, a rope, and we strung the rope from the door to the bank on a tree, and we had to hold on to it. It's kind of a blur, but we had to hold on to it. I guess the waters were rushing quite swiftly. We had to hold on it, as we traipsed through the water, and then up that bank, and then these two people, the mother and father, husband and wife, who had come to save us. Really feels like they saved us. So we were never in jeopardy of our lives. We would have just gone up to the second floor, and that would have been just horrible. But so anyway, we just began. They with Izzy, then began going through the hurricane rain to see how other people were. And then I and my other housemate, we went with their daughter. We just kept to go to their house. So we kind of, split up there. So we just kept climbing and climbing. It was like a historic walk. I will never forget that walk that morning. We just kept climbing and climbing because all the trees, so many trees were falling. We couldn't go the regular way. The people who saved us, their house was fine because it was up on a hill, so we had to really keep climbing and climbing, but going a different way. It just felt like it took forever. And then, I was just holding my my treasures, under my sweater, so that my laptop and stories wouldn't get wet. And everyone was just following the other up and up. And the daughter of these beautiful people who saved us was just leading us, because of course she knew where her house was, and she was such a darling. I'll never forget her either. And wow, it was such a rush of energy, such a total rush of energy. And it wasn't scary, and it wasn't like sad. It just was. It was like the storm. It felt like the energy of the Mother Earth was just rushing through the rain. And, it just was. It was just what we had to do. So I wanted to just record that too.